right. Hello, everyone. It's Deanna Facilla with Sassy Girl Media and the Startup Circle. And today we're talking about Instagram and hashtags. You know, there's a lot going on with Facebook and Instagram changes, and of course, those hashtags. And I'm getting a lot of questions. So I want to be able to reach out to you guys and talk to you about what some of those changes are that are happening so that you have a really good idea and you know how to drive traffic to your business through Instagram. So first I want to start with just talking about some Instagram facts. And maybe you knew some of these, maybe you didn't. But Instagram started in October of 2010. That really isn't all that long ago when you think about it. I mean, that's just a little over 7 years ago. In 2012, 2 years later, it was sold to Facebook for $1 billion. Now, after it was sold, we started seeing a lot of changes with the algorithm, and a lot of things go hand in hand with some of the changes that Facebook is making within its own platform. But $1 billion just 2 years later. Currently, as of 2018, there are over 800 million active users and more than 4.2 billion Instagram likes per day. Can you imagine 4.2 billion likes each day on Instagram? These are some big numbers, right? So, and then when Instagram first introduced video, in the first 24 hours, there were more than 5 million videos uploaded. So Instagram is a really hot platform. A lot of people are starting to use Instagram, and I hear this last one a lot. People will ask me, which platform do I use more, or where do I see more engagement? And I always say that both Instagram and Facebook are both pretty important. It just really depends where your audience is. But without a doubt, I see so much more engagement on Instagram. And the numbers show on Instagram, you actually get 10 times more engagement than you do on Facebook, which is why it's really important to get over there. Here's another reason. 90% of the businesses are on Facebook today. Only 70% are on Instagram. So your competition may not be on Instagram. So you want to get over there and start using it, get familiar with it, because it is a platform that's not going away anytime soon. It's a great way for brands to look for ways to engage with their followers, right? Instagram is mainly a visual platform, so the images that you use are really important. People are looking at those images, and that's how you need to grab the attention prior to them reading what you actually are posting. So how do you generate leads with Instagram? Well, it's pretty much the same process across all platforms, across all sale teachings, right? Everything is pretty much the same. First, you want to attract people to your business, maybe with an offer. Now, if you are on Instagram and you create an offer, use the hashtag Instagram exclusive, right? So that people know that this is only for Instagram followers. And this will be a way to try to attract some of the people to your business. Then you want to convert those Instagram followers to prospects, right? Obviously, then you want to nurture them so that they can make that purchase, right? You want to get them to be familiar with you and what you're about. So once you convert your Instagram followers to prospects, leading them over to your website, having them sign up for your newsletter, email campaigns are a great way to nurture that prospect and build that relationship with your client or with your follower. 51% of marketers say that this is the most effective way to nurture prospects. I agree with this completely. Your email inbox is prime real estate. People always are going through their emails. You may not always open an email. However, you're seeing that business name in there. I can't tell you how many times I've deleted an email, not even opened it, but later in the day, somebody will say something, or I'll think of a need that I need, And I'll remember that I got an email and the subject line had something that was catchier along that lines, and I'll go and I'll open the email and I'll dig through the trash and find it. So you want to start really, if you don't have an email database, if you're not doing campaigns, I would highly suggest that you reconsider that and start coming up with some sort of email campaigns to build those relationships with your current prospects. If you do create an offer, right? Offers improve conversion rates by up to 73%. Last thing you want to do is close the sale, obviously, right? So here's an example of, it's somewhat good and there's some things that aren't so great about it, of an Instagram post that I think did some things the right way to start with. I think the picture, that's what's going to catch your attention first, right? And it's a really appealing photo. It looks relaxing. It looks calming, right? And then you take a look. I would read what it said and what this photo was about. And it's asking you a question. What's your ritual? This is great to ask questions. When you ask a question, you're asking people to engage with you. And engaging with your audience means that you're going to increase your organic reach. So this was really great to have this call to action in a sense of asking a question. You know, what is your ritual? The image doesn't look like you're selling to the prospect, right? It's just a very appealing image. That's what's really cool about Instagram. You don't have to always come up with these gimmicky sales ads and post that as the image. If you come up with a really cool product shot, some great product shots, or of your services, something that makes them want to click on that picture and read more about what that image is about, you are selling to them without really directly selling to them. So I love this type of I guess prospecting, right? Now, the one thing I don't like about this is if you go down to the very end, now this is an Instagram exclusive, and you can only get this deal through direct messaging them, right? It's not on the website. I get what they're trying to do, but to direct message somebody to order something, it's a hassle. And let's face it, we are lazy. We want the least amount of work to do if we want to purchase something. You don't want to make your customers jump through hoops to buy something from you. Now, they've got the buttons on there that will go right to the website. If you are on Shopify, you can actually link your products where you can just says shop now and it links directly to the shopping cart. And there's like a little shopping bag image that comes up on your products. So you can use that, but make it as easy as possible for your customers to purchase. So let's talk a little bit about hashtags. Hashtags started on Twitter as a way to search post on a certain topic. And it started in, I believe it was August of 2007. And, you know, the hashtag that we know is really a way to, it was a pound sign before it was a hashtag, right? And the post that was created just said, what if we did this, right? And it just had the hashtag and an easy way to search it. As soon as it was launched, it took off. It gained momentum, and people started to use these hashtags to search for whatever post they wanted on a certain topic. It carried over into Instagram as well. So when you're on Instagram, this is a really, really valuable tool. You want to make sure that you're always using hashtags when you're on Instagram. On Facebook, not so much. I know that you can use hashtags when you're on Facebook, but the reality is you can search any word in a post on Facebook and it will come up whether it's hashtagged or not. That's not the case on Instagram. You can't just search a word and it'll come up. It'll only search hashtags. So make sure that when you're creating a post, you're using hashtags. You'll get 12.6% more engagement when you do use a hashtag. Now, recently, there has been a debate about how many hashtags to use. You're able to use up to 30, and I've always used the 30 hashtags. They made a change recently saying that you should use less, maybe 5 to 10. The latest report that I read says that showing 11 is the key number of hashtags. So I will tell you this, and you know I'm always really transparent with you. I have tried using the 5. I don't get as much engagement as I do with the 30. I've tried using 10 and 11, and I haven't. But some time has passed, and it's something that I need to do again, is to test using 11 hashtags to see what my engagement looks like. But you guys want to do what's best for your own business. So when I say something or share something, these are the guidelines. These are what's coming out or being rolled out, but test it for yourself and see what works for you. But reports do show that 11 is that key number when it comes to hashtags. You want to put the hashtags in your status. So when you create that post, you want to have the hashtags right in there. Drop it down a little bit so it looks like a cleaner post. Put like a dot on each line and drop it down so that you're not seeing all the hashtags right up front. And I say, don't share that post on Facebook. I know a lot of us will share the post from Instagram right to Facebook because it's time saving, right? Let's face it, we all have a lot to do. We're busy. And to be able to have to post on multiple platforms sometimes takes way too much time. So, but I don't see anything wrong with sharing from Instagram to Facebook. I would say that you do want to make each experience a little bit unique. You don't want to be consistently all the same content, but on occasion, I don't see an issue with it. However, if you are sharing that to Facebook, don't do it if you have all those hashtags in there. Just because it looks cluttery, 11 hashtags on Facebook is excessive. If you want to use hashtags on Facebook, use 1 or 2, but 11 is way too much, and you want to keep your content really clean. So there's some recent changes to Instagram, no surprise, right? Everything is always changing in the land of social media. So I wanted to share some of them. I know I talked about this before, but I want to recap a few of those changes. When you create a post, don't edit that post for 24 hours, right? If you do go back in and you're making a change to the post, your reach is going to decrease, your organic reach. So make sure that there's no typos, that it's the content that you really want to be put out. And once you hit post, leave it alone for 24 hours. You want to make sure that you are engaging with your followers as well. So this isn't just about you putting content out there and then not responding. When somebody comments on one of your posts, respond back to them, and they're giving you 24 hours to do that. So respond back to them, but you also want to reach out to others on Instagram, right? Don't stay within your own status. Reach out and search hashtags and find others that you like what they're posting. Let them know that you like their post. Let them know that you like their product or that they're doing a great job, right? So engage with others on Instagram. This is social media. I say this over and over again. Social media is meant to be social. It's not meant to be a one-way street. It's bi-directional. You are engaging with them. They are engaging with you. You're building relationships. So engage with your followers, especially when they're commenting on it. This is going to help your reach, organic reach. You can now follow hashtags on Instagram. This has been out for a little while now. Not too long, but long enough that I would think most of you would know this. But if there is a hashtag that you want to follow, maybe hashtag digital marketing, right? Everybody who uses that hashtag will now show up in your feed, so that just like it is if you were following another person, you can follow that hashtag and you'll see those hashtags come up in your normal feed. You also may see some other items coming up in your feed that you don't follow. You may not follow the person that's showing up in your feed and you're not sure why. In Instagram, there is a tab that's called Explore. Those are people or types of content that Instagram feels may interest you. Maybe it's because you have a lot of mutual friends. Maybe it's because you've liked content similar to that. So those images and those posts will show up in your Explore feed. Well, now you may actually see them in your personal feed. They are integrating that so that the things that you like the most, you're going to start to see. Instagram stories, use them. Use them, use them. They are not going away. They are going to get bigger and better. This is the same thing with going live on Instagram. You know, use those stories. What's so great about using stories is that it keeps you in front of everybody. So on your feed, you may not see all your followers, but you're going to see their story at the top of your bar, the top of your page. So it keeps you right there in front of your audience. So definitely use them. And like I said, they're going to get bigger and better. There's something really cool coming out. I'm going to tell you towards the end of this coaching session of what they're going to be doing with some of these stories. You can create highlights on your Instagram page also. So what that means, I don't know if you've seen this on any of the business pages, but right under your information, there is a little circle. It looks like your story. You can actually take one of your stories and use it as a highlight. So this is super cool if you have like a promotion of some sort, or if you want to highlight a product or a service, or you've got a video that you want to share with others. So these highlights are really cool, and you're starting to see people really get creative with the way that they're using them. So be sure to use them on your business page. When you have a story, you can also add GIFs. I thought this was really cute and cool. You can add those little GIFs right to your story, and some of the ones that I've seen have been really funny. You can also share your story as a post. So after you share or create the story, you can share that to your timeline. Here are some more recent changes as well that are happening. Now, these are not official yet. There is a small group of people that are testing it to see how they work, but you will have the ability to share any public post to your own story. So let's just say that you are on my page, which is public, and you see something that I posted that you liked. You can grab that post and add it to your story. Now, it will show my username and it'll give me credit for creating that. But you can share any public post as your own. There will be a setting, so you can turn this off. So if you have a public page and you don't want people sharing your post to their own story, not an issue. You can just turn that off. They're also testing some cinemagraphs, which I think is super cool. Cinemagraphs are an image, but like part of the image is animated. So maybe you have a picture of a woman blowing bubbles, and the woman's like sitting in the picture is an actual picture, but the bubbles are moving. So they're testing these cinemagraphs to be put into the feeds, to be added to stories, which again is just something that's going to be really cool. I know I love seeing how creative people get with this, with all this new stuff. So that is it for today's coaching session. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below in the comments or message me. I will definitely answer whatever questions you have about Instagram or about hashtags. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will catch you in the circle.